All right, this is my M9A4. Let's do the initial unboxing on this. So the box itself is a Target, and as you can see, it says, make sure to take out product before using Target. Just a subtle reminder that the average IQ in America is 89. Warm, sunny day. So got this from Kentucky Gun Co. They usually got good prices, not the best customer service, unfortunately. But I don't know if that's a good price or not. I really haven't looked it up. It was just kind of an impulse buy because it was my birthday. And to preface this, I'm not a big fan of the Beretta 92, specifically the M9A1, in my opinion, because I have small hands. The grip was too big, and I'm also left-handed. Let's see what this thing's got. Comes in a nice ammo can. Pretty cool. And there she is. What do we have here? Let's work our way around. We got some O-rings. Looks like a threaded barrel, so I'm guessing the O-rings go on the thread protector to hold it in place. Got a nice lock. So if I wanted to carry this to places where I couldn't carry it, I can leave it locked. It's good. Looks like we've got an extension on the grips to make the grips a little bit bigger. Right there. Which means maybe it has small enough grips. I heard the grips are smaller on these. Let's take a look. And they are. The grips are significantly smaller on this. Now, and you can tell that these are a lot fatter. So these are from, it comes with a second set of grips, kind of like a Glock does. Let's see how the fit is. Let's put this stuff back. And it looks like we've got some extra grip screws and bushings. Nice. Lock washers. Handy stuff. And 1, 2, and in the pistol itself, 3 18-shot magazines. Pretty impressed by the fact that it comes with 3 magazines. Nice. Cool. All right. Let's stick these extra magazines in here. Move this box. So it is indeed ambidextrous. Has a threaded barrel. Still has the delayed blowback action where it positively locks. You shoot it, and then it comes straight back. You don't get any tilting of the barrel, but it unlocks itself and comes straight back. And that actually is a good thing because you don't need a Nielsen device with a suppressor on these, whereas you do on like the Browning recoil operated pistols. We've got our decocker, and that's interesting. So on the M9A1, the decocking lever acted as a safety as well. On this one, it is just purely a decocking lever. So you're relying on the trigger and the hard trigger pull of the double action to be the safety. Cool. I like that, actually. A lot of people had a hard time with this safety. When you would rack the slide, sometimes you would hit the safety down, and it would lock the safety down. You wouldn't know it. It looks like the magazine release has the ability, and it does, these magazines have notches on both sides. So the magazine release has the ability to be moved for a left-handed shooter, which I do plan on possibly doing. This grip is smaller. It is still a little big. It is not, it's a fat pistol, but it does feel exponentially better. In single action, you get about a 5-pound trigger, not bad. Your double action is 6 to 8 pounds. Nice. And then your single action is not too bad. See what the let up is on it? Right there. So it's actually a decent trigger still. And I do have a hard time with smaller hands reaching the decocking lever. And that's okay. I can live with that. As far as the other controls, make sure it locks back to the rear. It does. Nice. Make sure I can reach the slide stop up. As much as I would like an ambidextrous slide stop, it's really not necessary because I can reach it with my finger. And more than likely, I don't even use the slide stop as a release. When I insert a new magazine, we'll just pretend, I would insert a new magazine and just rack the slide, or release the slide on my own by manipulating the slide itself. Takedown, pretty simple. Press this button on the back, rotate this lever down, and then allow the slide to ride forward. Then you can pull your recoil spring, you can pull your barrel, and there's your barrel lock. Here's your barrel. And once again, there's a little bit of machining oil in this barrel, but it is a hard chrome barrel on the inside. It's mil spec with all firearms or military. Decent feed ramp. You really don't need feed ramps on these. If you look, the magazine pretty much is perfectly lined with the barrel. And let's take a look at these threads. There's our O-ring, like I suspected. I'll have to look up the thread pitch on these. But overall, not a bad setup. Really, I'm really anxious to shoot this. I haven't shot one of these in a long time. And when I did shoot them, I wasn't super impressed with the grip of it. It was pretty much the only problem. And, you know, they're clap the fuck out. But I'm doing all kinds of shit wrong. What the fuck am I doing? Let's get our recoil spring back in. How about that? Make sure the barrel's tucked in good. How about that? Well, let's look at this frame. By the way, this is an aluminum frame. That's standard. And these are aluminum rails. And after a while, they will wear out. So you must properly lubricate them. I will clean this and frog lube this later. I just wanted to show you the takedown on it. And overall, very well built pistol. You also get like a nice rail system on this now. Type M9A4. And everything feels a fuck ton better on this, dude. Everything feels a fuck ton better on this pistol. Like, so excited to shoot this. You have no idea. Let's get our slide back on the frame, flip our lever up, and then we're good. Function check. That's it. Let's take it out the range and shoot it. Okay, so we're out at the range. This will be the first shots through the M9A4. All right, we're ready to go. First shot's gonna be double action. Every subsequent shot will be single action. Here we go. Let's take a look at the target. So that little guy is my double action one. Not used to shooting a double action pistol anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not good. We're gonna put some more rounds through this till I get the hang of it. So this is one of those things I've always struggled to be accurate at. And it's going to take me quite a while to get back in the swing of going from double to single. We had that guy. This was my first double action shot, I think. I'm not sure. These Cabela's targets aren't really shooting C, so we'll have to get another target to see. Hey, bud. Hi. There you go. Wow. You got a couple more rounds and you hit bullseye. I don't know where that one hit. Beat my damn knuckle up. That one hit the target. Should have one more before you're empty. I'm gonna practice my single action trigger, or my double action trigger pull. So I'm just gonna sit here and shoot a double action and decock it every time. Getting better. There we go. Taking too long on that trigger pull. Getting better. Just takes practice. Once again, I got 5 rounds left. Let's go take a look at this target. So I'm hoping you can see this on the camera. I started hitting here, 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 here. And then as I practiced more and more and more, that double action trigger pull really started to tighten up right there. Once again, this is only at 7 yards, but you know, I'll take it. Okay, so the group's definitely started to tighten up a little bit, so that's good. I'm gonna put my last 5 rounds, starting with a double action trigger pull, shooting a single action, decocking, and then working from double to single. We'll see if we can keep the groups tight. Oh yeah, this is single. This should be the last shot. Unload, show clear. And one more time. Let's go take a look at the target. And this time, my last 5 rounds, I hit one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So the groups are tightening up and they're getting closer between my single action and my double action trigger pulls. So it's just going to take a lot of practice to get back in the swing of this. Okay, so that was my first 36 rounds through this pistol right here. Just go ahead and lock it to the rear. Unload, show cleared. And I do like the way it shoots so far. Let's go and put another couple hundred rounds through it, and we'll tune back in. Seven-yard slow fire accuracy test. Magtech ammo. Double action. Not bad. 15-yard accuracy test. Magtech ammo. take a look at the targets. So 7 yards, you see I got about a 2-inch group. Not bad. Let's go look at 15 yards. 15 yards, it opens up just barely more. Groups look good. Oh, wow. Second on that one. .200 rounds. And the ammunition I just put 200 rounds to this pistol with is Magtech 9mm Luger, 115 grain full metal jacket. So now we're going to be testing some hollow points, some different hollow points. Right now I've got Federal Premium Law Enforcement Tactical HST, 124 grain. That'll be my first magazine. 5 shots at 7, 5 shots at 15 if I can get my target to cooperate. And then the next subsequent shots will be 9mm Luger, 115 grain Gold Dot hollow point, Speer Gold Dot, law enforcement. Duty ammunition. Here we go. I'll go ahead and shoot me a single action. Left, 15 yards. Alright, let's take a look at the target. And here's how the Federal HST shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that little guy, that's just me. I definitely pulled that one. So if we count this group, about a 1-inch group. About twice as good as the Magtechs. Let's take a look at 1,500 yards. Not as good. That was me, a lot of it. But you can see the point of impact shift over here. Just a little bit wider group than the Magtechs at 15 yards. Obviously that's me, not the pistol. And then one close to the bullseye. But as you can see, that point of impact shift is significantly over to the right. Okay, now let's do the Speer Gold Dots. Let's take a look at the targets. So with the Speer Gold Dots, we saw something happen here. It looks like one of these pasties came off. We had one flyer and then the rest grouped right here. Pretty decent group. Let's take a look at the 15 yards. Now, even though they opened up because of the way I swapped my body over, and it's just about the same as the Magtechs, just a little bit bigger. But as you see, versus the Federal HSTs shot over here. The Speer Gold Dots shoot in a more centralized location. They shoot closer to bullseye. So this pistol would work great with Speer Gold Dots. You'd have to adjust your sights for the Federal HST, and I don't know if it's worth it because my cheap target ammo Magtech shoots about the same point of impact at the center of the target. So I've now put 210 rounds through this pistol. I've put 200 rounds of Magtech, actually 220 rounds. I've officially put 220 rounds through this pistol. 200 rounds of Magtech, 10 rounds of Federal HST, 10 rounds of Speer Gold Dot. And this is what it looks like. It's obviously dirty. Function's fine. I've had 2 malfunctions so far, both with the Magtech ammo. I had a hang fire condition where I depressed the trigger to the rear, it didn't go off right away, and then it went off later. About a second or two later. And then I had a failure to fire with this pistol as well. Same thing, Magtech, probably a faulty primer. No real malfunctions with this pistol yet, other than that. And just from the outside, it looks great. Running out of daylight, I still got to do 1911 stuff, so I'm going to get to that. We'll take this back to the office, we'll break it down, and we'll see what it looks like. So I'm picking up the range, and before I get off the range, I just wanted to leave you with a range safety tip. Make sure you hydrate. You don't want cramps. It's like 98 degrees out here, or it was when the sun was up. As you can tell by me sweating. Let me tell you, there's nothing better than piss warm canteen water. Alrighty then, we are back in the office from the range. Let's crack this dude open. Sorry for the poor lighting, my kid's asleep. And let's take a look at this guy now. So I put 220 rounds through it. Give or take a round or two maybe. Put 450 round boxes and then 10 rounds each of the Speer Gold Dots and then the Federal HST to test those. Make sure she's clear. Alright. So how's everything stand up? So, you know, really no wear on the slide frame fit. Still feels good. Everything feels good. It did get dirty. Obviously, from shooting so much, that's expected. Nothing came loose. Everything's fine. Let's take this thing down. And now, as a note, you decock it. I've never been able to reach the safety lever on this with my hands. So having a G-style decocker is really nice because I don't have to try to reach over with my offhand and fiddle with it, or try to fiddle with it while it's in a holster. So I will say that. Trigger pull is still that nice. 9, maybe 10 pound double action pull. Single action, probably a crisp 4.5. Let's take her down. Now you don't have to lock the slide to take this down. You can just push the button and rotate that and it will come apart. I do like to lock the slide though and then let it down. I think it makes it easier to control when you let it down. Alright, let's talk about the... Move this light. This will be easier because you'll be able to see a little bit better. So we're dirty in there. We're pretty damn dirty. And that's okay. This thing was powering right through it. I frog lubed it. There's still plenty of lube on the rails. And I don't see any wear on this frame. Like the anodizing's still perfectly intact. There's no anodizing missing off this frame. There's a little bit right there. That's from those locking lugs coming over on the barrel. I'll show you that real quick. Slide is equally dirty, but like I said, still adequately lubed. The finish is still good. Like I said, it's only been 220 rounds. I don't expect this thing to really show much wear. Now, these locking lugs, there is a little bit of wear on top of them and on the leading edge. Just enough to remove whatever coating that is. It's not bluing, probably like DLC or whatever. Just enough to remove some of that, but not bad. And that sits in there. Right like this. So your barrel sits in there and locks into these locking lugs. Right like that. Now, you can see where it looks like these locking lugs and maybe hit the anodized just a touch. And there's just a little wear there from, you know, that, and I'm sure it's the frame or the slide, as you were. But it's a pretty clean system. I like how this barrel looks. You get linear movement out of it. There's no rocking or rotating, and that's why it's so good for a suppressor. Is the only time this barrel moves is just to unlock, and then the slide moves. So it's unlock, slide comes back, does its thing, locks back up. So this would be a really good candidate for a suppressor, and it will be suppressed sooner rather than later. Well, it just depends on how all these walls go. So that's good. Let's look inside the slide now. Like I said, just a little dirty, not bad. Take a look inside the barrel. Barrel is excessively dirty. Way more than any of my recoil operated pistols get. I will say that. Let's look. I'm trying to get the camera to focus a little bit so you can see. Here's inside that barrel. And it is full carbon. I'm going to run a dry patch through it and we'll take a look at it again. Okay. So I've knocked some of the carbon out of this barrel. Take a look at it now. As you can see, if there's anything I'm really stupendously unfucking impressed with this pistol, it would be the barrel finish inside this barrel. The grooves and lands looked rough. Like when they button rifled it, they didn't use a very good button. Or maybe when they chrome lined it, they did a shoddy chrome job on it. But this barrel's almost unserviceable. Now, I did shoot good groups at 7 and 15 yards. I didn't really group it at like 25 yards, so I need to group it at longer distances to really see if it opens up or not. But I'd almost guarantee you once you get up 25 or 50 yards, this motherfucker's going to open up. I need to slug this barrel with a piece of pure lead, with a pure lead bullet that I'm going to cast up, and then I can, what I'll do is, after I slug it, I'll get you the diameters on those, and I might talk to Beretta about getting this barrel sent off and refinished, or have them send me a new barrel. But I'm just looking at it and it's not pretty on the inside of this. Now, if you want a good comparison, hang on. This is the Fusion Firearms 1911. I bought this for concealed carry. I changed out the Coca-Cola grips for these thin G10s so far. Let's take a look at this barrel. Now keep in mind, this pistol was $1,100. This pistol was $750. This holds tighter groups than that one. Now let's take a look at the barrel. See if I can take this down without pulling the barrel bushing. Yeah, that's actually quite a bit easier. Your springs don't go flying around. Nice. You know what I will say is takedown the Beretta is easier. So even with the carbon, them little unburnt powder and stuff left in this barrel, as you can see, this barrel is shiny, smooth. This is a hard chrome line barrel. This is shiny and smooth and uniform. There's no defects in it whatsoever. And we'll put these side by side so you can see them. Hopefully the camera picks it up, like a double barrel. Look at my 1911 barrel versus the Beretta. The finish on the Beretta looks fucked. So, there's that. Here you can see my SIG P320 barrel side by side with my M9A4 barrel after about 100 rounds without cleaning. As you can see, there's significantly more carbon fouling in the M9A4 barrel than the SIG P320 barrel. There's after cleaning. On this photo, you can see that it looks like some of the chrome lining's flaking off. The SIG P320 barrel has a melanated finish, so it's a little bit smoother. It doesn't look like there's any kind of fouling in there. And then the M9A4 barrel still looks extremely rough. And even more, it looks like there's almost pitting where maybe some of the chrome has flaked off. And the dry patch was actually catching on there and leaving little strands of stuff, as you can see in this photo right here. I found that very interesting, and it looks like some of the rounds are starting to destabilize after about 15 rounds in this barrel. I'm going to see about getting Beretta to warranty on this particular barrel. Yeah, I brushed this. I told you I was going to dry patch. I brushed it. I used frog lube cleaning compound. I ran frog lube through it, dry patched it. This is what you get. So I would take this thing down at the store if you're going to buy one. Make sure the barrel finish is good. This one's questionable at best. This is after I've cleaned it. Keep that in mind. Alright, let's get this thing back together. Let's talk about some final thoughts on her. And as I'm putting this back together, I will tell you my final thoughts. I like it. It's a decent, serviceable weapon. I like to lock that back to the rear, like that. Function test it. And test the decocker. Everything's good. So my thoughts on this thing, final thoughts. I like it. What I like about it is it's got thinner grips. It's got the G-style decocker, so it doesn't just sit there on safe. You don't have to fiddle fuck with it. It's got a threaded barrel. Comes with tritiums. Some people aren't a big fan of tritiums. I like tritiums. It's got that good. It's got a decent double action trigger pull with a nice, really nice single action trigger pull. Not as nice as my 1911, but for a service pistol, this is a really, really nice pistol. Now, what I don't like about it is the finish. I feel like this finish is, well, let me show you. So right here, I made the mistake of wearing a tungsten wedding ring while I was shooting this, and I scratched the anodizing off of it. It's anodized. It's going to wear. This stuff looks like from holstering it and unholstering it, I'm starting to see a little bit of wear right there. You can see the light shine off of it. And on the corners, that don't hurt my feelings all that bad. This pistol's going to get used a lot. I feel like a good hot bluing would have lasted longer, in my opinion, than this whatever the fuck Cerakote shit they use. And then what I don't like, mainly what I don't like, is that barrel finish. That barrel finish kind of hurts my feelings. Like I said, I shot okay with it. It'll hold, like 1-inch groups at 7 yards, about 2-inch groups at 15 yards. That's not great still, but for most part, I'm pretty sure it was just me, the way I was shooting it. I'm not very good with this pistol yet, but I want to take this thing out to 50 yards, see how it does with this barrel. Sometimes if you got a little bit of a rough barrel, just by shooting it, you'll basically fire lap it into being a good barrel. You can foul it into being a good barrel. For as expensive as this thing was, I don't know if I want to have to do that, because I put 210 rounds through it. It should be plenty fouled in. And it did. The accuracy did shrink on it over time. But the main thing is that no barrel should be finished like that. So I'll make some calls and see what I can do. But we're going to take her out to 50 yards. I'm not going to bother cleaning it yet, because we're still going to test it, put some more rounds through it. I'll probably dump some more frog lube on it and call it. So with that, this is the first 220 rounds through this pistol, from start to finish, from the time I got it to now. It's been a few days, and I guess can't end the video yet. I'm sorry. There's one more thing I need to talk about. I did make a short where I was training with this thing. I think I was probably about 50 or 60 rounds into it. Somebody did make a comment saying it wasn't gripping the pistol right, it wasn't drawing it right. There's a lot of validity to that. I'm still practicing with this thing. I don't shoot pistols very often. Pistols are not my main thing. I grew up shooting rifles. I never grew up shooting pistols. I was in the Marine Corps. I already knew how to shoot a rifle before I ever got in the Marine Corps. I did not know how to shoot a pistol very well. even in the Marine Corps. So, you know, it's a work in progress. And to that commenter, I'll post that comment right here. I am going to watch some more videos. I do plan on getting some formal training. Steve is a better pistol shooter than I am. I'm going to learn from him more. Now to another comment where the guy said pistols don't win wars or something like that. That comment right here as well. I did a rebuttal video to that. I'll tag that in the description. But you do need small arms in warfare. And I did not buy this to wage war or move battle lines with it. I bought this to carry around in the woods and have fun with. You know, there's a fox. He's coming right for us. Coyote, he's coming right for us. They got the chickens. You get the point. I'd probably be comfortable shooting a damn squirrel with this, you know, while I'm sitting in the woods. You have to understand, there's a bow season and a muzzleloader season and a rifle season. And during the bow and muzzleloader season, the only firearm I have with me is a muzzleloader and a pistol. During bow season, I have a crossbow and a pistol. And that pistol was the SIG P320. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, and I've paused that and moved that off of my gun safe. And now I have, you know, 1911 for concealed carry. And I could carry this through the woods too, or my other 1911. But I do like the fact this holds 18 shots. It's 9mm instead of 45, so ammo's cheaper. You know, I'm not going to put a 45 caliber hole in anything I intend to eat, so I can put full metal jacket rounds in this and shoot squirrels with it while I'm out in the deer stand if I don't see anything else. I don't want to do that with a crossbow and break an arrow. I don't want to do that with a muzzleloader and waste my only shot. Not my only shot, but you know what I'm saying. It takes a solid 30 seconds to reload the damn thing. And even if I did want to wage war with this, you know, if this wasn't relevant, if pistols and rifles weren't relevant, the United States military wouldn't issue pistols and rifles to service members, would they? Just a thought, guys. So go watch that rebuttal video. It'll be tagged at the end of this video. And you all have a great day. I love you all. Bye. War was mechanized in 1918. How the hell do people not know history? Pick up a damn history book. What the fuck?